Baltimore Ravens are headed to the AFC Championship game. Boy, does it feel good. They handled business today against the Houston Texans 34-10 after being tied at halftime. The Ravens won the second half 24-0, led behind their MVP Lamar Jackson, who accounted for 4 total touchdowns, 2 on the ground and 2 through the air. The Ravens defense was physical and did not let C.J. Stroud and his offense keep going. The Ravens are the number 1 seed for a reason, and they proved it yet again. And we have at least one more week. The Baltimore Ravens postgame shows here on the Flex On Podcast, the only place giving you that Ravens coverage how you want it when you need it. If you're in this live stream right now, hit that like button, hit that bell, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Send it off in the comments. How do you feel Ravens flock? We're headed to the AFC Championship game. We're going to talk about it. The trio that you love is back together again. We got Dio Damas and we got Big Raj. Live and direct. Here on the Flex On Podcast, new Baltimore Ravens postgame show. Heading to the AFC Championship game. One step away from that Super Bowl. Right here on the only place giving you sports how you want it when you need. It's the Flex On Podcast. Right here, Baltimore Ravens postgame show. Heating it up, more exciting than that Baltimore Ravens offense. It's the Baltimore Ravens official only place giving you sports how you want it. Ravens are headed to the AFC Championship game. Boy, does it feel good. Raj was at the game. D was on location. We got even Dre. Looked like he popped in as well. We're going to get to it all here. First and foremost, before we do all that, let's get our spills out the way. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Sound off. We're headed to the AFC Championship game, Ravens flock. Baltimore High University is 1 win away from the Super Bowl. They'll host the AFC Championship game next Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. on CBS. As D said, we'll get Romo and Nance for the first time this season, and we'll see who the Ravens will play tomorrow as Buffalo and Kansas City will do battle. But this man was at the game. This man was braving the cold for the Ravens. This man is now feeling good because he's at one of his favorite places, Dave and Buster's. It is my man, Big Raj. I know he's feeling good today, and he's about to get it in. Big Raj, how you feeling, my guy?
Finish him, Daddy.
I'm feeling pretty good, Byron. Can y'all hear me? I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm still thawing out from being in the cold for about 7 hours, but my God, it was a great game. In the second half, the Ravens finally started to look like the team they was in the regular season, and now they're going to be in the AFC Championship game, and I can't wait to recap what I saw and also the reaction to the fans. You're on mute, Byron.
D is back. What's up, D? How you feeling? Dio Damas, Don Sportman.
What's going on, Byron? A cancellation on what I was supposed to film today. I said, hey, I'm on down. TGI Fridays, check out the Ravens, Texans here. And it's a tight first half. The Ravens defense showed up the whole game. Ravens special teams had that one mishap. Offensive line struggled. But when the Ravens cooked it on and the MVP, the Jackson got it done today, it was a good day. Good day, and now the Ravens on to the AFC Championship game. Check us out, Dive Sporting Network, Dive Sporting Net on the Twitter. We keep bringing you the high school basketball content. A lot more coming. I got a trip to Virginia to make tomorrow. I'll be starting that after I get off. So
the man himself, the Flex On Messiah, Mr. 25-8, Drizzy Dre, he's driving, but he is here. Or is he out and about? I don't know. He's somewhere. Dre, what's going on, brother? How you feeling, man?
What's going on, America? A great win. I was a little scared at first, but we getting it done, baby. We getting it done. One game at a time, though. One game at a time.
I agree with you, Dre. One game at a time, but today they got it done. We got a packed house. We're going to get to it. Raj, let's start with you, man. You was at the game. How are you feeling? How was the atmosphere? People were saying it's the loudest the bank has been. They got it done 34-10. I know people were a little nervous at halftime, 10-10, especially after that punt return touchdown. I know you were pissed off. You were yelling at the offensive line. But the second half adjustments were going to be the key to the game. I said it. Monken did a great job in the second half. Jackson, show why he's the MVP.
Let me just say this. I wasn't the only person that was yelling at the offensive line. Lamar Jackson at halftime had a couple of words to say to them. And so they played a lot better in the second half. But the atmosphere was great. It was really cold, like I said before. I mean, the fans were trickling in throughout the day. When I first got down there, it looked like nobody was down there. It looked like a ghost town for a minute. But as soon as 3 o'clock rolled around, the fans started to come out more and more and more. I made my way to the Horseshoe. I was able to see Ed Norris, and I ran into our boy Rashawn, the Cowboys fan. I ran into him, showed up with them for a couple of minutes, and talked to them for a little bit. And then I made my way to the bank, and as soon as I got in there, like everybody was just chanting MVP, MVP. Even before the game even started, even before the players came on the field, they were just chanting MVP. So you already know what time it was. And once the players got on the field, as the national anthem was spoken, the Ravens got on the field. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. But I never heard it that loud either for real. Like everybody was banging on stuff. Everybody was cheering as loud as they could. I mean, the Texans had, I don't know how many penalties, like maybe 6 or 7?
11 for 70.
11 for 70. So yeah, they was, they wasn't on their best game because of the noise and the cold air that go along with it. But I thought the Ravens, they was tight. They did start out extremely tight in that first and second quarter. But once they settled down, once they stopped trying to let Lamar hold the ball and look those long, long passes, once they started to pull up with the routes and, they got the run game going, they couldn't be stopped. They couldn't be stopped. The defense was lights out the entire game. The Texans didn't have a running game. And the Texans didn't have a running game. And also, C.J. Stroud just seemed like a deer in headlights. And it wasn't really all of his fault because we've been winning the Texans on the road. National Football League playoff games. But you could just tell, man, they was not going to be the same.
Go ahead, D. Let's get you in here, man. How you feeling after the game? For the first time since 1971, when the Colts were here, the Ravens will host an AFC Championship game.
I was been long overdue. Thought it would happen 2019. It's going to come to pass that day. They got it done. The Houston Texans said it after week 1. This kid, C.J. Stroud, and company, going to figure it out. It's going to be dangerous. Going to be dangerous. Got to the postseason. Beat what was left of the Cleveland Browns last week. They came in the bank, gave it a good half. Ravens, all 3 phases showed up fully in the second half. But the defense in the first half, I thought the defense whole game played outstanding. And they get a solid A. I know we're going to get Grayson Benton. Lamar Jackson showed, and I think he showed folks today, hey, he was tied at 10. There was adversity. He put the team offensively on his back, got the job done. He was able to do so much with his legs. And I've been kind of saying it for most of the year. If he's not there, get on up out of there. Did that for the most part today. They're going to definitely need to do that next week against Kansas City or Buffalo. Because I think that the winner of that game will be our last tough opponent for the year. I think the NFC side, we always show, smash the Lions, smash the 49ers. Tampa Bay ain't going to have nothing coming. And Green Bay somehow surprised us. So make it there. They ain't going to have nothing. I think the toughest challenge for the Ravens left will be next week, Kansas City.
I don't know,
Go ahead,
D.
Dre. Let's get you in
I
there,
don't
brother. How
know,
you
man.
feeling, man?
Hey, I'm feeling great, man. Anytime that we've been saying all year, Byron, AFC Championship game will bust, and now look, we hear at least at the AFC Championship game, Lamar Jackson, though he said himself, the mission is not done. You know, in the words of Cody Rhodes, you know, is got to finish the story. So Lamar been saying all year, he's saying that look, his goal is to bring a championship to this team. So he's one step closer to fulfilling that story, you know, finishing that story. But I mean, I think um, offensively, yeah, the first half it was a lot scary. We didn't know, you know, Lamar taking unnecessary sacks. They just didn't seem in sync. They seemed a lot rusty, and then that second half, you could see that they cleaned it up a lot. Like we said, special teams gave up that one touchdown. Defense, they were, you know, they defense has been showing up all year, and then you can see in that second half, Lamar, you know, it's a lot talking about how Josh Allen has put the team on his back. But I mean, Lamar is showing this year, at least, and particularly in this game, hey, you know, I can do the same thing. I can put a Ravens team on my back and get us this victory. You saw Lamar making the necessary throws, doing the necessary reads, making the necessary adjustments, along with our new offensive coordinator, Todd Monken. You could see that Lamar Jackson was sitting up there running when he had to. So hats off to this Ravens team for not folding under the pressure. You know, it was a lot of pressure. I think that this team was the most pressured team this whole weekend, more so than Buffalo. I know people are going to talk about Buffalo and Josh Allen having to beat Patrick Mahomes, that this is his time because he has not beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. The 49ers, whatever team is really out there, Ravens had the most adversity because they had the number one seed, and we've been through this story before, but this time we're on the positive side of it instead of the negative side. On our way, Lamar Jackson on his way to his first AFC Championship game, because the narrative has been that he's been 1-3 in the playoffs. What is Lamar Jackson going to do? And now you see that Lamar Jackson got another playoff victory under his belt on his way to another. On his way to the AFC Championship game for the first time. But I do want to disagree with D in this aspect. Whoever it is from the NFC, yes, we may have smashed them, whether it's the 49ers, the Lions. It don't matter. Like if we've been through these teams from the NFC side. If we see them again, those games are going to be a lot closer, especially in the Super Bowl. I think that it's not going to be a blowout. I think the last blowout we seen was the Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry, the Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks was the last real blowout we saw in a Super Bowl game. I don't think we're going to see that again. I think whatever team, whether it's the 49ers, Lions, whoever comes out of the NFC, is going to be, they're going to make the adjustments and do what they need to do on their end in order to make it a closer game. I do think that, but I do agree at the same time, though it'll be a closer game. I think that D is right. Whether it's the Chiefs or the Bengals, this will probably be the Ravens' last toughest matchup because whoever they face in the Super Bowl, I'm not saying, and that's not to cast aspersions or to overlook a team in the NFC. But it's just that you could just see this all season that the AFC side was going to be a lot harder than the NFC side. So I do agree with D in that aspect that whatever game we're going to get next week, that's probably the best matchup that you would hope for Super Bowl wise because the NFC side, though it'll be a tougher and closer game. I think whoever comes out of the AFC just wins the Super Bowl this year because you could just see that the road was just not. It wasn't easy for anybody, whether it was the Chiefs, the Bills. You could see that even in the it was tough even in our own division. 3 out of 4 teams got to the playoffs, and it was damn near for all 4 teams if Burrow didn't get hurt. So the AFC side was a lot harder to travel through this year, and like I said, that's going to be your Super Bowl winner.
All right, Raj, let's talk about Lamar, man. 4 total touchdowns, 2 through the air, 2 on the ground, 100 yards rushing. Like you said, he's the MVP. And right now, he is the best quarterback in all of football.
Yes, man, he is definitely the best quarterback in all of football. I thought he had an efficient day today. I thought that the game plan was early for him to run the football. He did that very, very well. He took the opportunities that the Texans gave him. He didn't try to force anything, which I'm very happy of. We got everybody involved, including Bateman. Bateman looked like he had a decent game. I think Odell had maybe one catch, 2 catches. They had a nice catch, nice couple catches. And likely caught a touchdown. Aguilar caught a touchdown. He was just sufficient. He was just very sufficient. Had over 100 yards on the ground. 2 touchdowns on the ground as well. He did his thing. He pretty much did everything that he was supposed to do in the game. But the difference from 2019 to now is they got in the end zone. I think in the 2019 divisional game, we had over 500 yards. They didn't get in the end zone, maybe only one time. But in this one, we got in the end zone 4 times. That was the big key. Everybody made plays. The offensive line was janky before the start. But once they stirred up to a passing route, and once they got likely involved in the second half, I think it was a smooth sailing. So, Lamar's the guy, man. Lamar is the guy. It's not really nothing you can do to him that he hasn't seen before. You can blitz him and he finds a way to get out there. You can, I guess you can double team the favorite wide receiver and he'll go to somebody else. Lamar just, he's looking like the Lamar that we all wanted to see these last couple of years. Right now, he is in his prime. He has limited weapons around him. And he pretty much can do whatever he wants on the field, and nobody can really touch him or do anything to him. Everything looks pretty smooth. Even in that one run that he had, I think it was 4th and 1. Even he had Bonnie Stanley. He was pointing to the guy for him to block. Bonnie ran to him and blocked him. I thought that was amazing. I was just like, LeBron just knows what he's doing. It's like he's all figured out and he's all well put together. And it's just a mess. Him being in his prime and him knowing what to do. It's amazing to watch. It really is.
D. Lamar was growing up before our eyes.
GS Byron getting it done, being patient in the pocket, making wise decisions. To Roger's point too, not forcing up and down the field. Wasn't there. So don't force it. And we've seen playoff winners so far, 5-0, when they don't turn over the ball. So far, actually, excuse me, 7-0. You got to remember that 6 block punches. 7-0. You don't turn over the ball, you're gonna win the football. It's that simple. And he looks good, man. He looks really good. They said the legs was moving today. It's cold out there, so 100 yards rushing. How's them legs? Denver. And our good friend that was at the game today, Pay, man. I want to shout out Pay. Thank him for coming on out.
Yeah. I'm glad that I cut him off. That nonsense.
Hey, look, I'm thanking Pay. Pay was there supporting Ravens. I appreciate that for one of Ravens' greatest enemies coming out and support. Kind of energy, we had our main man, Carmelo Anthony there, and Rudy Gay in the house, Big Cal Ripken was in the house. We had them all. Jacoby Jones was the legend of the game, get to see his former team get their behinds kicked again in Houston. It was a great, marvelous day. But Lamar Jackson is just breaking the greats out. The guy from Akron supporting LeBron, supporting Lamar in the background now. We're loving it. And the MVP of the league, we got one more before we get to the Super Bowl. We want that Larry Lamar Hunt trophy right here in Baltimore. We're going to get it on Sunday.
Also, to your point, D, Reverend Ray Lewis was in the building. Jim Harbaugh was in the building. Jack Harbaugh was in the building. Good Lord Almighty, everybody was there today. Dre, how you feeling, man? Lamar?
Well, and Peter Boulware and Michael McCrory was there as well, and Jamal Lewis was in the building as well.
Everybody was in the building. Dre, how you feeling about Lamar?
Man, like I said, I mean, Lamar having an MVP season. I mean, in the past, people keep talking about the various losses he's had, whether it's been against the Chargers, whether it's been against the Tennessee Titans. I think that this year is just a different year for Lamar Jackson. I think that he's showing that, yes, I've had these playoff losses against the Bills, is the Titans, the Chargers, but I've grown as a quarterback. You could just see, like I said, proud of Lamar with the adjustments, proud of Lamar and his offense, seeing that, hey, in the past I didn't have some weapons, but now you've given me a Zay Flowers, you've given me an Odell Beckham Jr. We've seen the development of someone like a Likely, though his go-to guy Andrews is hurt, but we're still making the best of what we do because
I hear the robot.
Yes. We're going to get Dre back in there. Raj, real quick, speaking of that, go ahead. Dre's back.
he said
He's still robotic.
All right. Let's go ahead, Raj. Speaking of that,
yes,
offensively, what do you think? Oh, hold on, Dre. Dre. You're breaking up.
Come to me.
Go ahead, Raj. What do you think about the offense today? And they're saying Andrews probably will be back as well for the AFC Championship game.
I thought they were great. I thought that the offense was great. I thought they adjusted very well at half. I'm glad they got Likely involved. I'm glad that Ronnie Stanley. I'm glad that nobody got hurt. Okay, that's the main part. I'm glad that no one got hurt. I'm glad that everybody got off the field when they needed to get off the field. They played to their strengths. They ran the football very hard. They ran the clock in the second half. They did all the things that they usually do when it's time for them to win a football game. They did it very, very well. So I'm very happy that the Ravens stuck to their game. Even though it looked grim at halftime, they found a way, got the job done. Lamar got the touchdown he needed to get, and throw for a bunch of yards, and throw for over 200 yards. To be honest with you, I don't give a damn if he doesn't throw for 200 yards next week. As long as you win the football game, that's all that really matters. He got the job done. They got the job done. They got out there injury free, and I thought they had an amazing day, especially for having 3 weeks off down there, almost 3 weeks off. So they did a great job, man. And they did a great job.
D, how do you feel about the offense today? Todd Monken made some adjustments in the second half. Probably getting Andrews back next week.
Yeah, Andrews should be back next week. I was going to mention that myself. Go ahead and mention it. That's huge. Thanks for the Ravens passing game. Lightning's come on strong, but that 1-2 punch again at the tight end spot to be huge next week. And, Todd Monken deserved a lot of credit. They made a lot of adjustments in the second half. They mainly said, hey, the line's not doing this great pass blocking. You got to help it out. So they started run blocking, helped out a great deal, and really made the game easy. Really made it an easy game in the second half. Took a lot of pressure off the offensive line. And Lamar just took the game in his hands and got the job done. When you have an MVP, when you got the guy, that's what you want the guy to do. That's exactly what Lamar Jackson did. They can play a full game Sunday coming up. Weather should be much warmer. I think it should be much better on that end. I mean, no offense to Kansas City or Buffalo. That being said, I'm waiting for Sunday, baby.
Dre, you back with us, brother? I want to get your thoughts on the offense today. Maybe not, no Dre. Raj, let's get to the defense. No points in the second half. Only gave up 10 for the game. Really only 3 because of the punt return. Them boys was hitting today.
Kyle Hamilton should have had a pick that he dropped. But they were lights down. They were lights start, percentage. They was hitting. They was making sure that nobody got where they wanted to. CJ Stroud didn't know what the hell to do out there. It wasn't like last week where he was trying to do it out super wide open every other play. It wasn't nothing like that today. They got after him. They put pressure on his ass, and he didn't know what to do. The running game was terrible. Daniel Pierce couldn't get nowhere. It was wild to see, man. It really was. And as cold as it was, man, and as loud as it was, I can see why that the Texans had a really hard time with communication. A lot of communication issues, a lot of false starts. I think they almost had a fumble at the end, but that really didn't matter. It was a tough day for them. On the offense for the Texans. It was a tough day. But like I said before, the defense played a great game. Texans, this is their first time in a divisional round in a long time. So they looked like they was rookies. It is what it is. Growing pains for CJ Stroud. This is his first time being in that situation. I'm pretty sure he'll learn from it. He'll get better. Just like Lamar did when he played his rookie year in the wild card. He'll learn from it. He'll get better. Yeah, man, it was a tough day.
D, what you think about that defense? And looks like Mike McDonald is as good as gone when the Ravens season is over.
Yeah, Mike out of here, man. He's getting himself a job, baby. He is out. He is out. I've been saying that now for the last couple of weeks. We need to keep Mr. Weaver, though. We need to keep Mr. Weaver so he can step on in. But defense is outstanding, man. I mean, outside of, like I said, Hamilton dropped the pick. I mean, the defense gave up 3 points after Cleveland got dominated last week in Houston. So props to McDonald, props to Roquan Wade Smith. That Pay Manning was a blessing. He talked to him before the game. It was a great thing indeed. I mean, hey, man, I can't say nothing bad about the defense. The defense is outstanding. A solid A. I almost want to give them an A. But they just shut them out. I gave them an A++. I gotta give them an A+. They were so amazing. They was ready for the challenge. Something that the defensive unit wasn't ready for in 2019. Most of these guys wasn't on that team, but they definitely was ready today. And all I got to say is Buffalo and Kansas City, look out, because they coming next week too.
And that was the question I wanted to kind of pose next. You kind of look ahead a little bit. I don't know who you guys have winning tomorrow. You can talk about that. Who would you guys rather play? D, I'll start with you. Or it don't matter. You feel like the Ravens have the advantage, and who you like in that game tomorrow, by the way?
I'm picking Kansas City tomorrow. I think Patrick want to kill that narrative. This is their first road playoff game in the Patrick Mahomes era. I think they want to kill that narrative that can't win on the road. We find out tomorrow it's going to be a very physical game. Buffalo beat Kansas City this year in Kansas City. Yeah, and I just think that game's going to come down to who can control the football, running the ball, and still think Kansas City's run game is a little better than Buffalo. Will it shot me Buffalo win? No, because I think out of all the games this weekend, that's the most even game that we're going to have. Who I'd rather play? I think both teams bring their own different dynamics. some toughness, and the whole we used the wrestling saying earlier, but in order to beat a man, you got to beat the man, and Kansas City's the man. They've been a Super Bowl chance. They've been a team that's been really running the AFC here the past 5, 6 years plus, really since Shady Brady went over to the NFC with the Buccaneers. And maybe you want to be validated, you got to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. But will Buffalo be an easy challenge? No, because Buffalo gave the Ravens their last playoff loss a couple years ago. So it ain't going to be easy either way you look at it. And Ravens know either opponent, they got to bring it next Sunday at 3 p.m.
Go ahead, Raj. How you feeling about the game tomorrow? And for the Ravens, would you like to see them play? I know you'll be at the game next week, by the way.
Well, I hope to be in the game. I don't got no tickets for the game just yet. But if they do a price drop like they did for this game, I will be there. But let me just say this. I don't really care who we play next week. Either team is hard as hell. So it's not like we're going to be playing an easy team. But the Ravens bring their A game. They're focused. They do what they did today, and they adjust very well. I think they'll beat both of these teams. I'll beat the Kansas City or the Ravens. But I think I picked the Bills to win tomorrow. I picked the Chiefs to win. I picked the Chiefs to win. If the Bills win, it don't matter. If the Chiefs win, it don't matter. Like I said before, it depends on the Ravens. They're their own worst enemy, and they have to get over the hump. And they got to get out their own way. They did it today. They got to do it again next week. And I think they can do it next week. They have all the tools. They have all the recipes. They have the mojo. And it just doesn't matter. Be passionate, be dark, be getting their ass kicked, and they come up with it. Either one.
Yeah, I think next week, guys, just kind of an executive thing. I think we'll go live after the second game. I know the Ravens play early, but we'll see how the second game plays out. That way, we can talk about a potential Super Bowl matchup, see how things shake out. We'll do that next week. So stay tuned to the channel. But does this special teams thing kind of concern you guys? They've been a little shaky all year. Tucker was 2 for 2 today, but the return game, did that scare you? But we did see Duvernay have a big return on the other end as well. Raj, good to see him back as well. And does it concern you that the Ravens, who led the league in sacks, got no sacks today?
No, it didn't concern me that we didn't get the sacks. Because we got constant pressure on CJ Stroud. So even though they didn't get to him, you couldn't really kill them because they was all, they was doing that thing. So they was all on the face. Great. Who's in the chat? So McLean and Graven in the chat. Hey, Graven, what's going on, baby? By the way, man, I've been watching you all week. Shout out to all the guests that was on the Graven show. If you ever checked out the Graven there, check out the Graven there. Great content work and all that great stuff. But like I said before, it didn't matter that we didn't get any sacks because we got pressure all game long. CJ Stroud didn't really know what to do. So that's what it was. But the special teams does concern me. The special teams does concern me. You cannot have that against Kansas City or Buffalo next week. They will take advantage of it in a big way. They got to shore that up with, the tackling part of it up. And I think that's probably our biggest weakness is special teams. Other than that, everything else is rolling. So, again, man, we didn't get any sacks this week. That's fine. They saved them for next week. I'm pretty sure if Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes will get a run of those sacks. So it doesn't concern me. I'll get back to sacking people next week. They made a lot of key tackles on defense today. And they got a lot of constant pressure on CJ Stroud.
D, is that the lack of sacks concern you or special teams by chance?
A lack of sacks, I know they've been used to them getting to the quarterback all year. Stroud's pretty good, man. For the most part, to get that ball out of his hands now. Didn't all the times was successful, but he got it out of his hands. So it might concern me more if they don't get the sacks next week. So, the special teams, weather was bad. It was a windy day, but we have seen some slippage in special teams at times this year, so it's a little interesting to concerned about. My panic button was at a out of 10. It's probably at a 5 special teams. We'll keep our eyes on it, but I'm not fully concerned about it. The sack one would be 3 out of 10. Not really that concerned, but happens again next week, then yeah, it would be a little concerning if you can't sack the quarterback against either Josh Allen or Patrick.
Whew. Well, that's pretty much all we got right now. I mean, Raj, I know you were there. And anything that final thoughts, anything looking forward to next week, anything you want to see maybe with this week? And as you mentioned, his team was healthy, no injuries to report. Everybody's good. Oh, Dalvin Cook. That's what I want. What do you think about Dalvin Cook? I know he didn't really touch the ball much, but he started cooking a little bit. He was simmering a little bit.
Hey, the first time he touched the ball, I think he ran for over 20 yards. So he looked good, man. He looked good on his debut for the Ravens. I'm glad we got Dalvin Cook, just in case, Gus goes down or Justice goes down. I thought he did pretty well. I'm glad they used him in that spot and they put the pressure on him. That he had to be the bell cow, straight up front. So that was a good thing. I'm glad that he got the touches. I'm pretty sure we'll see him next week. Who knows, man? He could be crying out for next year, like I said before, because he is at the end of the line. There is Gus Edwards' contract is coming up. Justice Hill is coming back, and JK, JK contract is coming as well. So if he's missing one, he's going to play some part here. So he could be crying out for next year. So hopefully he plays well next week in the time that he did. So he does keep touching football. But I thought he did pretty well, man, on his first time as a Raven. And as always, he always was good in purple anyway. So that's a good thing. You there? Hello?
There we go.
Can you hear me, Raj?
Matter of fact, D, talk about what do you thought about Dalvin Cook?
Well, Raj, I thought Dalvin Cook, he was in there, had some explosiveness. He got free from the Jets. Man, in the playoffs, I know he's a happy man. He ran away from Jersey like a Hebrew, you know what? And I know the man's happy just to get out of that situation. Be one game away, going to the Super Bowl after being with the Jets, being ostracized all year, being put in the back closet, being put on the back page at Jets beat. The man got to be happy. I think we're going to see a little bit more of him next week. And, we still got Andrews and, Just Bustin Hill, solo everybody in. It's good to go, man. As long as they run the game, or if Lamar leading the running game, you get 100 yards and over, we are good to go. It don't matter who's doing it, as long as somebody's doing it.
Well, that is pretty much all we got. I know D wants to leave Fridays. Looks like the Packers just took a lead against the 49ers, so that is interesting. I actually thought the Packers had a chance in this game. We'll see what happens with that. But real quick, D, I'm going to start with you. Like I said, final thoughts and going on the channel,
Yes, the high school basketball really heating up. The event we're supposed to have today up in Ghana moved to next weekend, next Saturday, so we'll have that for you. That'll sacrifice me from not watching the Royal Rumble, but it's all good. High school basketball's rolling, and we're going to start in February pushing through to the postseason stretch. So, got a lot of action coming on the basketball end. Guys Sporting Network, all platforms, Guys Sporting Net, on the Twitter.
And next week, D, will you be with us? I know we're probably going to do a little bit. Wait till after
the I'd be a little tough after the second game, but definitely be watching the first game.
We'll see how it plays out. We may be live during the NFC Championship game. We'll see how If I'm out and about, we'll see. We'll figure it out. Raj might be at the game. Raj, let's get your thoughts, man. One more week, another week of postgame, at least.
We one game away from the Super Bowl. This is a very, very where we started to where we're at right now. Very humbling. Very, very thankful that we're able. I'm just very happy that this whole situation from the summertime worked out in his favor. Because I mean, had we not brought back Lamar Jackson, I don't know where this team would be right now. It's a blessing to be in the AFC Championship game at home for the first time ever in Ravens history. So I'm just blessed to see it, man. I'm just blessed to see it. So, other than that, I really don't have anything else. I'm pretty sure I'll probably make videos during the week, anything that comes up. I'm just blessed to see that everybody in Baltimore is very happy. Glad to see, guys like the Ravens, guys like Bobby and Sarah, the 410 Sports Talk guys, Sip Tally, all these Ravens content creators, and my man Nitro. I'm glad everybody's, just in a very happy mood right now. I'm so happy. So, I don't got nothing else, man. The atmosphere, like I said, at the game was great. I can't wait to see what happens for the AFC Championship game, what Pittsburgh has for a team. Even Jimmy Lee World, the band was cool. You know what I'm saying? And that takes me back to my high school days. I'm telling my age. But yeah, man, it was a great day. Great day, great game. Great way to go into next week.
Yes, Ravens will host the AFC Championship game on next Sunday, 3 p.m. on CBS. Now we the winner of the AFC Championship game if they make it at 6:30. Like I said, we'll figure out the post-game show time, but make sure you guys hit that bell, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let us know how you're feeling. Ravens headed to the AFC Championship game. Opponent to be determined tomorrow. Chiefs, Bills. We'll see how that game shakes out as well. It's the Flex Zone Podcast. Only plays give me sports how you want it, fellas. Make sure you guys check out DieSport.net, giving you all your high school sports action. Basketball season is upon us, and things are heating up on DieSport.net. Check out the content on the channel. A lot of content there. We had a preview. We had Ravens videos all week. As Rod said, there will be more content throughout the week. We'll be live on Monday with a new episode of Flex Zone Podcast. And this coming week is a big week for the Flex Zone. It's the Royal Rumble week and the Ravens and the AFC Championship game and a lot of other content that I'm putting together in my head right now. But we'll be talking about it here on the Flex Zone Podcast and previewing it with all of you as Christian McCaffrey just scored a touchdown for the 49ers and they tied the game up with extra point pinning to take the lead. But for Raj, for D, everybody in the chat, Dre, appreciate you stopping in and running in. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, guys. Thank you for joining us for the Baltimore Ravens postgame show. And we gone, y'all. Thank you. Have a good night. Ravens head to the AFC Championship game with 34-10. Shout out to Texans in the second half. Lamar Jackson, 4 touchdowns. The MVP doing MVP things. Have a good night, everybody. Thank y'all for watching.